Good morning, guys. So I've got something kind of gross. I'm really grossed out right now to share with you guys today. So I'm sure everyone probably has heard of what a pet egg is. If you haven't, asked the females in your life. I don't know who else actually still uses them anymore, but so I've had the same pet egg since I was at Love Lady, which was 5.5 years ago. That's actually just sounds like duh, Kendra. I've actually the last couple of years I've used it faithfully every single day, and yet I still notice that there's still, I'm really particular about my skin, and it's not the way that I want it. And I got a new one. I finally got a new one, and I opened it this morning, and I used it, and I mean, this is why I'm grossed out. It was disgusting. The difference between the old one and the new one and the effectiveness that I had. So a pet egg, in case I should probably tell you, a pet egg is like this little thing of tiny little razors that are safe to scrape across your skin, and it only removes calluses instead of healthy skin. Keeps your feet super, super smooth when the blades are actually sharp. So 5.5 years later, my blades on my old pet egg are not actually sharp anymore, and they probably haven't been in a few years. So doing that this morning, I had this recognition of needing to be sharp, and it brought two things to mind, two scriptures to mind. One of them is Ephesians 6, the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God, and by that I mean, so there's a whole big fat book of words that is the Word of God. So my favorite couple of verses, my life verses, they're always going to be important to me. In fact, my first verse I ever memorized was the verse of the day yesterday on my Bible app, and it really touched my heart in this special way. It was like a confirmation. But I can't use that verse for everything. I can't fight every battle with that verse. I cannot win every victory with that one verse. There's a whole lot of other words in the word that I need to use. And there's the sword, the sharpness. I need a different sword, a sharpened sword, a new sword for different circumstances. But where it spoke to me the most, talking about my stupid little pet egg with my dullness, and my new one with its sharpness, iron sharpens iron. It's Proverbs, I want to say 16 something. I should have looked it up, but I know for a fact it's Proverbs. As iron sharpens iron, so one friend sharpens another. And by that, the Word of God is saying that we sharpen each other. This is where, like, when you share and confess something with a friend and they're like, ooh, I don't know about that, and you talk it out and you hold one another accountable and you work things through and you give each other good, holy, spiritual, godly guidance, and you lift one another up and you encourage one another, and no matter how dark and sinful and bad anything that you have done or your friend has done is, you guys are able to love one another through it and help one another through it. That's iron sharpening iron. That is a sharper pet egg. That is one that's actually effective, as opposed to a friend that's going to sugarcoat things and pat you on the back no matter what you're doing, and justify your wrongs, and pet your flesh. Like, we don't need friends like that. Friends like that actually aren't friends. There's another proverb. I'm trying to think of how to say it word for word. Basically, what it says is that, a blow from a friend hurting you with their words because they're helping you and holding you accountable and correcting you, is better than a kiss from an enemy. And a friend that is going to kiss you just to make you feel better when you're in the wrong is not a friend. They're an enemy. And that's kind of, I've got some stuff like that going on in my life right now, and I've got some really, really good actual friends, and I've got some iron sharpening iron, and I'm so grateful for that. And I just want to encourage everyone to not be like me, and to not allow their pet eggs to go dull, to not allow their the people in their lives that would sharpen them to instead be people that would just dull them and leave them dull, and encourage that. So you guys have a wonderful day and have a wonderful weekend. I love you all.